Hey Warriors, welcome back to the Warrior Collective here on YouTube's Metal with you here today. It's been a while since I've done a video here and I wanted to get back to you. Stuff's been hectic, so I want to refer you to listen to episode 17 of Warrior Collective podcast here. Kind of explains what's going on here in life and everything else. So without further ado, follow us on the Facebooks, the Telegrams, the Twitters, on the Spotifys and Apple Music, and here on the YouTubes. Give us the like, the comments, the subscribes, share us with your friends. Help us get the word out there and get some information out there. Get some learning out there. We always say grow, train, and learn. Share it with your friends. Best way to grow, train, and learn, right? So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the blade video. One of the subscribers asked in a previous video for me to go over some blades, and I'm here to do that today. These are all blades that I have carried, all blades that I have used in various capacities over the years, and this is what I use and what's worked for me, okay? Some people like this, some people like that. You know, use what you want. I don't care. I use what I want, you use what you want. If it breaks, if it's cheap, get 5 of them, okay? That way you just have options, all right? Moving along. First thing I'm going to recommend is getting some type of training knife, okay? This is a cold steel, just a rubber trainer. I took a paint pen and put an edge on here so I can use it like a single edge instead of a two-sided dagger. That way I can see what's what when I do reverse, stuff like that. So you can see your cutting edge. Some types of training knives do have a felt edge on them. That is so you can put chalk, you can put some type of ink. That way when you're doing training, you can see where the cuts are when you're trying to do the things, okay? So you can see where the cuts end up laying, gives you better training. First on my body, got a little Blackhawk neck knife. This little guy is awesome. I've had it for probably about 10 years now. It's the XSF Micro by Blackhawk. You can see there it's got a little bit of a taper to it. It's not a knife, but it's good enough for getting some stuff done, if you know what I mean. One I carry in my pocket. This was a gift from my daughter. I just thought it was kind of cool because it's got like a spider web on it, and on the one design it's kind of crackle finish. I'm not exactly sure what brand it is. I think it's like a Grand Way or something like that. Like I said, my daughter got it for me for Christmas. Assisted open karambit. I like this knife. I carry it with me quite often. Not a huge karambit guy because the range on these things is very limited. They are designed that you can use them for grip or you reverse grip. Most of the time I've used them reverse grip and taught with reverse grip is more like a ranged defensive. Okay. I carry it because my kid got it for me and I love it. Kind of like the old crusty sweater or hat or sweatpants or whatever you got, same kind of thing. I love it dearly because my daughter got it for me. This one is my other pocket carry. I carry this every day with me for work and doing things. This is a Benchmade. This is a Harley Davidson edition one. It's got little skulls on it. Opens out and it's got this little lock here, a slide lock. This thing has been great, has not failed. It's very substantial. Very good friend of mine gave this to me and I use it every day, carry it every day. It's a little bit heavier, but blade wise, you can see it's got a decent length blade. It's been very sharp. It's held up really well. Highly like this Benchmade. Next, you might hear me talk about my Leatherman. I have a Leatherman Surge. This thing I have had for, oh mercy, I've had this since like 2006. It's worked great for me. It's got everything involved: the pliers, the cutters, the little crimpers down here in the bottom. You see how they got the little thing there for crimping electrical connectors, if I can English today. Has everything you could want, all the screwdriver bits. You can flip that around and it's a standard. Have the can opener there. Has a little ruler in the spine here. Along the spine here it has graduations for both metric and SAE, centimeters and inches. The other side I have a flat screwdriver and awl, and the awl is an amazing tool to have. On the outside we go with a regular knife. We have a little pair of scissors for trimming some things. And these are like liner lock style. I have a serrated blade here. I use that a lot for like a utility type blade. And then I have a little saw on here that also inside here in the case, there is a file. So I can utilize that for filing down stuff if I need to help process things. I beat the living daylights out of this thing. You can see it's all worn and it's all floppy and stretched out. I have used the daylights out of this thing and I probably will continue to. Leatherman, they're great. Lifetime warranty on them. Fantastic. If anything breaks, I can send it in and get it replaced. Next, we're going to start moving into more of the stuff I carry kit-wise on my carrier, either one of my chest rigs you see in the back there, either the Spiritus or the Condor rig. I carry a Smith & Wesson HRT dagger. It's only got one edge on it, but it definitely does a good job. It is full tang, so the blade metal goes all the way down to the tip here, and the hole is punched through the handle and the blade. This thing is done well. I think I picked them up at Tractor Supply for like $10 or something, and I got a whole grip of them just because they were a little bit cheaper. It does have a belt clip on it. It does have the holes that you can lash it. I actually have mine on my plate carrier behind me. It is put through the molly, clipped in, but then I also zip tied it in place so I can pull it out and I have it ready to go. Rather than just kind of wedging it back there between my magazines and my body and trying to get it caught in there, I'd rather have it a little bit further to the outside so that way it's not getting hung up when I'm trying to draw a magazine or something like that. I just like to keep my mags clear if I can. Moving on. I have a Camillus Titanium. I like this knife. It's a very good grip. It's also full tang. Has a very rubberized positive grip on this. It's been a great blade. I keep one of these in my truck. I keep one of these with pretty much every bag. It's been a great knife. Very good edge on it. Camillus makes some pretty dang good stuff, I will say. Been using their stuff for quite a long time, and I've never had an issue or I have no qualms about anything Camillus. I will say with gloved hands, this grip is great. I will say with wet hands, this grip is great. It is textured, as you can see, all the way around. And it's got like some good finger grooves. And if you're trying to reverse grip it, it does fit well in your hand in reverse grip as well. Okay, so just keep that in mind too. Next, this is my baby. This is my boo thing. I love this knife. Pound for pound, one of my favorite knives. I have used the daylights out of it, as the handle would tell you. Batoned it. I've done all kinds of stuff. It cleans up nice too. It is a Gerber Prodigy. Made in the USA. Very, very sharp edge. I bought my brother-in-law one of these and he was fiddling around with it and went to drop it, went to grab it, unfortunately, and he ended up cutting his finger almost down to the bone. It does have a little glass breaker on it. It is full tang. Has a good, much like the Camillus, it has a very good positive grip. Has a nice little guard right here, and it also fits really well in a reverse grip should you need to go reverse. I always select these knives in a fine edge, just because I don't like to have the serration on it, because I found serration will get hung up if you're cutting through something that serration isn't designed for. You only have half your knife, half your surface cutting edge. I like to have if I'm doing a serration, I want a very minimal serration, maybe about an inch. That's it. That's all I've ever wanted in my knives. If I were ever building a custom knife, all it would have is just about an inch serration back here. Don't need any more than that, in my opinion. For all the uses all the times I've used knives for many different things, especially fighting. If you're trying to get through clothing, get through flesh and get to bone, the serration kind of hinders some things that can get caught up. So you want a fine edge for that. It's worked well for me in the different aspects I've used. Fine edge has always done it. Can't say good enough things about the Gerber Prodigy. Good palm swell in it too, if you can see it right there, how it fits in. Very nice knife. They have discontinued these. These are no longer available. However, They do make the Gerber Strong Arm, which is the replacement for this. You also have to try and find it in the fine edge. Good luck. You have to really look through your options whenever it comes to the strong arms. They also make like the LMF2, things like that. Those knives are good too. My favorite pound for pound, if you can find it, is the Prodigy, but the strong arm's pretty damn good too. This guy you've seen in another video whenever I did the sustainment pack, the old paratrooper knife. Somebody made a comment about not having a fixed blade knife. Guess what? It's full tang. It is pinned the whole way through. This handle, it goes the whole way down. The only thing that jiggles right here is this, the little guard. That's the only thing that jiggles on this knife. It is solid. So this is a fixed blade. Even though it looks like it isn't, it is. Has a little sawback on it. Edge is really, really good edge on it. This was a United Cutlery. Like I said before, I've had this thing for many, many moons, and it's been great. I don't know if you can see or not. It's kind of all scratched up and janked up. You can kind of see it there. I've used it tons. I've opened cans with this thing. It's been through hell and back with me, and it's still in great shape. How this works is it flips up there. The little thing flips up. The lock drops down in and relocks on itself. This is a paratrooper knife. This was used by paratroopers that would go onto their kit. That way you didn't have a sheath or something that could be compromised if somebody fell during a jump. They would have this sheath inside itself, so that way sheath wouldn't break and stab the guy who's carrying it. So love this paratrooper knife. It's been a great little blade for me for a very long time. Nextly, you have your good old Swiss Army knives. I'm not going to go into all the details on these things. You guys know these things are great. If you don't have a multi-tool, at minimum have one of these. Whether you're pocket carrying it, putting it in a pocket on your bag, whatever, Swiss Army knives are a great tool to have. They can do a lot of things. Nextly, bring you into the SOG Fast Hawk. Had this thing for a long time too. It's done good for me. As you can see, I've used it for a lot of stuff. I painted this one up. It was black. I've painted it up a few times actually, and it still gets nicked up and dinged up and whatever. Still, the chopping edge is good. This edge back here for puncturing is done well for me. I got a couple little boo-boos on it, but this thing does a good job. Not that, even though I come from Viking lineage and Northmen, I'm not that great at throwing axes. Throwing knives I can do knife throwing really well, but axes not so much. I'm not that great with tomahawks either, throwing them. You'd think I'd be better, but that's just not my jam. I'm a sword and spear and shield kind of guy. But anyway, the SOG Fast Hawk, it's been a great little tool. I don't recommend it for felling a tree, but if you're having to use it in combat, or you're having to use it for taking out something small or processing some small material, these would work great. Even using this for harder ground and chopping at roots and stuff to get out of your way if you're trying to dig down, like episode 17, serve sites, LPOP, stuff like that, you can utilize one of these too, along with your e-tool. Okay, so just throwing that out there like that. Speaking of tools, going on to the next tool. This is a Gerber Gator. It is a machete with a sawback. It does have a bit of a flex to it, as you can see. It does have a really good grip, and it is full tang. This grip is very comfortable if you're having to get on two hands to really get in there, or really get in there and saw. This thing is done great. This is actually my second one. I had one that I used and abused for quite a while, and left it at my dad's place, and he gave it away to somebody. I used to use it whenever I go fishing, for clearing out limbs and stuff like that for casting. So having one of these is a great tool. Not necessarily even carry it on you, but have it on your pack or in your pack, or however. Something like this, even they make a little bit smaller ones. You could keep that in your vehicle just in case. The sawback on this thing rips. It is very sharp, and it rips really well. The blade has held up pretty dang good over the years. I like to keep it oiled up. You can see the oil sheen on it and the fingerprints. I like keeping these oiled up. Not so much as my other blades, but this one I definitely do, because it gets probably pound for pound more abuse so to speak, than any of the other ones. Gerber Gator machete, great tool. Nextly, I have my other favorite blade that I carry. This is the Kershaw Camp 10. It is a kukri style blade. It is a full tang. It has a rubber texture grip on it. You can see there, rubber texture grip. And this one I've had professionally sharpened and oiled up. This one does get a little bit of oil to it as well. This guy is, I can take this beard off or this head off right now with this thing. It's pretty fantastic. I do like Kershaw blades. I have had many of them, and they have served me well throughout the years. I've beaten the living daylights out of them. I know Reaper had an experience with one of his Kershaws. I haven't had that in any of the ones I've had. But pound for pound for the price point, and as much as I've abused them, they've always held up for me. I chose the kukri just in case I need to clear brush or anything like that when I'm doing a Minuteman type thing. I like this blade for that because it fits this hand. Sometimes knives will feel different in your hands, but it fits both my hands really well in case this one gets tired and I need to hack, and this one I got to switch back and forth, keep fatigue off. This fits good in both my hands. Feels nice, gloved, wet. Otherwise, this grip has been fantastic. The blade style, the kukri, great chopping. It also, if you're doing the other type stuff, it is good for slashing. Stabbing, it'll do it. I mean, it's not like it's a katana or anything, but it will get it done for you. That is the kukri style blade. That is also the Kershaw Camp 10. These are not very expensive, but they are very well worth it. I think I may have paid like 30 or 40 bucks for this thing. The Prodigy, I think I paid 50 for. The Camillus titanium, I think it was like 10, 12 bucks at Walmart or something. The Benchmade, like I said, was a gift. I have no idea how much that cost. The neck knife was like 10, 15 bucks. The HRTs were like 10 bucks. The Leatherman, it was about 70. The Paratrooper, I think back in the day when I got this, it, like good old Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Back when you used to mail order stuff back in the 90s. I think this thing was like 12 bucks or something like that. That wasn't very expensive. Same thing with like the Trainer. I think it was like 10 bucks or something like that. And then the Gator, I believe I got it for like 30 bucks. Like I said, this is my second one. I've dropped 60 bucks on 2 machetes and well worth it. And I believe this, I got it when it was on sale many, many moons ago. Of all places, I believe I got this at Walmart. They had like a really odd, like Christmas display type thing, and they had Song Fast Hawks there, and I'm like, yeah, it was like 15 bucks. I'm going for it. But it's been good. Anyway, that covers the blades I got here that I carry in my kit. I do also have like little daggers and things like that intermixed. I have some survival knives and stuff. You guys have seen that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go into all that. I will say it's important to have a pocket knife, folding knife. It is important to have some kind of fixed blade type thing like this to have somewhere, even if it's a neck knife. So you have a small fixed blade, a utility or fighting knife, and then something bigger and better and badder for processing. And if you need extending reach, can reach out pretty far with this, can reach out pretty far with the Gator. Like I said before, the Gator is not necessarily meant for hand-to-hand type stuff, but if you need to use it, you can. Same with the Fast Hawk. It's got its limits, but y'all can do the things and whatever if you have to with that little guy. I think that's going to do it for this blade video. I'm going to be looking at getting out and doing some other videos here for you guys here coming up. Follow, like, subscribe, do the things. Check back in with us. Go back, watch some videos from the past. Catch up to this one because we're going to keep going. We're going to keep bringing them out. We're going to keep adding to the mix. Yeah, I think it's going to do it for here. So you guys grow, train, learn. Follow us, like, subscribe, do all those things, and help us cut the YouTube algorithmic overlords and all that social media crap and get past all that stuff so we can share our content with other friends and family. All right, warriors, take care. Be blessed. Catch you next time on the Warrior Collective.